Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. And I got you updates not only on your severe weather, the hurricane force winds, the snowfall coming to the upper Midwest, plus this Arctic blast that we've been talking about here for quite some time. If you've never been here before, make sure you subscribe. I am all year long. We're the first ones to talk about a lot of these stories that you may hear of. Now, this Arctic blast is still coming at the end of the month, and it's bringing some very cold temperatures as well as some very cold wind chills. But this first set of cold temperatures that we are going to get is going to destroy, obliterate this monster storm. It has significantly gone down. Plus, I got some new updates, so make sure you listen to the special message at the end of the video. Links in the description. Now, let's get into everything that you have. But first of all, Florida, from 2 p.m. all the way to 7:30 and 8 p.m., you have some nasty little cells passing by, and you do have a chance for 2 inches of hail to come in these storms, all the way in this section right here. Big chance. But I do have your severe weather forecast for you. Remember, links are in the description. Let's get into all these stories. Now, for today, you do have thunderstorms in all this light green sections. You are in a marginal and a slight risk for severe weather for today. You still have that tornado threat all the way from South Carolina, Georgia, into Florida for today. And that hail that I did show you with a significant chance for very large hail. But here's your cities and states in the tornado threat for today. Jacksonville, Florida, Orlando, Florida, Savannah, Georgia, Charleston, South Carolina, and Spring Hill, Florida. Now, as you look at your CAPE values, your lift for today, it does get very strong as you go through today. But for this afternoon, and around 1 p.m., you get this big pocket of CAPE, some lift, a lot of instability, all the humidity, all the warm temperatures y'all have in Florida. I swear, y'all have the most lightning strikes ever anywhere. But this is your biggest chance to get those very strong cells passing through and get those hails that you've been seeing, the 2 inches hail that I showed you. That's when you have your best chance for it. Anytime from 11 o'clock this morning all the way to this afternoon, but it dies down quickly. So it is a small time period, but it is a chance for that 2 inch of hail. As it grows all the way into Georgia, all the way into South Carolina to 4 p.m., then it starts consolidating just for Georgia, South Carolina. You get some strong storms passing by, and then you get some late cells that pass through Georgia all the way till 8 and 9. And by 10 and 11, it just really dissipates, guys. Still strong enough for severe thunderstorms, but your tornado threat dwindles down very quickly after that. And you can see here on HRRR that you get some nasty storms that's building up this morning. But as you go through this evening, then you start getting them pockets of strong cells passing through Florida. And that's when you have that strong CAPE. That's when you have a chance for those large hail. It's very strong systems, guys. I'll show you helicity. Then as these storms pass through all evening long for South Carolina, mostly dangerous right here along the coast. And you can see how dark all them storms are getting. You get these cells that pass through Georgia as well later on around 3 and 4 o'clock. And those have a chance to be tornadic as well as the ones leaving by Florida. Then it goes just for Georgia going into South Carolina as you go from 7 o'clock all the way to later tonight. But it does dwindle down. But you do get some nasty little cells that pass by. Look at that kidney bean right there, right around 7 p.m. And when you look at your shear values to see what's going on with the chances for tornadoes so far for Florida, it will happen this afternoon if you have any chances for tornadoes. Probably going to be off land and be some strong water spouts. But it's definitely going to be eastern Florida, not central or western. It will be towards the end of getting off of Florida and going into the ocean before these shear gets on these cells and makes them available for spinning tornadoes. But it looks like it'll be a bunch of water spouts for y'all. As well as the storms start building up for South Carolina, once you get into the afternoon, you start getting some good shear values on these cells, and it starts building up for your chances for your tornadoes. But once it goes into the later afternoon, it dwindles for South Carolina, and it's just those cells that are passing through Georgia that has the best chance to get some shear on them and get some possible tornado out of it. But once you get to 8, 9 o'clock, you really lose a lot of it. A lot of your CAPE is gone by then, and there's not much to do. So it does build until then, but once you get to 8 and 9 o'clock, it dwindles very quickly. Now, when you check your helicity tracks, which is your wind direction change with height, which is exactly a tornado is, you can see all the way to noon, you get some strong storms for Georgia and for South Carolina, but it gets strongest this afternoon when all that lift comes in. Then you start getting some long-lived cells across Florida, northern Florida, all across South Carolina as well. And you start getting the ones coming across Georgia this afternoon, the ones I did show you with the shear. And those are long-lived cells as well. Not only the ones going through Georgia, your chances for your tornadoes, but you can see how the ones going from Florida have a chance to strengthen up before it goes on water and strengthen up even more, and probably going to see some water spouts today. There's still a chance for it to spin up, strengthen up before it goes into the ocean, so just be aware. Mostly eastern Florida. Also for tomorrow, you do have severe weather threat for tomorrow. You have this marginal right here for North Carolina. It's not going to be tornadic for North Carolina, but you do have the marginal in all this area and this slight risk in this area. And this is for some chances for hail and a little chance of wind. And there is that chance for tornadoes. This is when that storm is going to come in, go to the upper Midwest, and drop that possible snowfall, which I do have big updates for y'all on that as well. But your chances for tornadoes tomorrow, Thursday, going into Friday. The biggest cities being New Orleans, Louisiana, Metairie, Louisiana, Kenner, Louisiana, Marrero, Louisiana, and New Iberia, Louisiana, with the 2% as well. And then going into Friday, you still have a severe weather risk as this goes up to the upper Midwest. It's going to leave a tail. It's going to be pulling some convection, and you're going to have severe weather again. All this dark green is your marginal, and this slight risk is in this yellow. But your severe weather risk is going to be down here. You're going to have a lot of storms down here. You might even have some straight line winds. You might even get a squall line. But here's your cities and states in the severe weather risk for Friday going into Saturday. Biggest cities being New Orleans, Louisiana again, Montgomery, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, Columbus, Georgia, and Metairie, Louisiana. And you can see that here as this storm comes in, brings some potential snowfall towards Colorado. It loops on down and it starts bringing y'all severe weather. And as this goes up to the upper Midwest is when it really gets extreme for y'all. You get some storms through Oklahoma while getting some snowfall on a wraparound for Oklahoma and Kansas. And this is by noon tomorrow. While it's bringing all these storms in front of it, and on the bottom side is when you're going to be getting that severe weather. You can see the storms do kick in all the way from Louisiana all the way to Mississippi by Friday morning. At the same time, getting some possible snowfall on a wraparound for eastern Kansas, northern Missouri, Iowa. I do have your ratings and some updates for you guys. But as the severe weather goes through Friday morning, it does carry along into the afternoon. But you can see that squall line that it gets just for a minute. All the way from 9 o'clock Friday morning. Then it congeals up to a nasty little squall line by 10. And then it dissipates a little bit more by 11. And by 12 it moves on. Now that's as far as we can see with the NAM 3K at this moment. NAM 4K is really unreliable and the information is bad. I don't even want to show you guys. But you can see with your cape that as that storm comes in that it does get some convection up here. You will have some storms for eastern Kansas and Missouri. You might even see some thunder snow as that comes down. But you can see for Texas, as you go into Thursday afternoon, you get some strong cape, some strong convection as this system is just pulling right here. And this will travel to the east, southeast all Friday morning. It gets very strong all the way up to Arkansas, for Louisiana, for Mississippi. And then as you go to the afternoon, that's when it really gets strong in its cape values. And that's as far as you can see with the NAM. I really don't want to fight between the Euro and the GFS. I will keep you updated every day. And so far, that's Friday afternoon, really building up. Now, as that continues up to the Ohio Valley and goes out to the northeast, I will show you your snowfall and what you can expect. That tail end of that storm is going to continue to go east, and you will have severe weather from Saturday into Sunday in this yellow section right here for South Carolina and North Carolina. And now that we're going into our second tornado season, really it's not even a season no more. We just have it so often we don't even know why we call it seasons. We usually have a very bad outbreak second part of our year, mostly in the springtime. And our average tornado risk area for March, our greatest risk is in this dark yellow. But you see this greater risk, this starts expanding out when you get into April. And you can see that here. You still have the greatest risk in all this white for April for tornadoes. But then the greater risk starts expanding all the way up towards southwestern Michigan. It's all the way into southern Minnesota as well. We get a bigger area in April. But by month, it always doubles in March. It doubles again in April and almost doubles again in May. May is going to be our biggest time for this tornado season. And when June comes in July, then we need to start thinking about hurricanes as well as tornadoes. I'm showing it's going to be crazy. Now, National Weather Service is showing that you could get some snow in Colorado. Could be some major snow. Matter of fact, that's trending on a lot of models. But as it goes up towards Wisconsin and Michigan, it's showing just like the ensembles I've been showing y'all that it's going to be just a little bit of snowfall, if any. And I'll show you why. And the NAM is starting to pick up that it will be some snowfall as it goes through, even pockets of major, and I will show you why. But you see how it starts thinning out as it goes towards Wisconsin. Now take it, we can't see too much further, and I don't want to use the 4K, but I will show you why. So far it is showing some potential major snowfall for Colorado, bringing some into Oklahoma and Kansas, potential major for Kansas. But you could see a chance for that thunder snow for eastern Kansas, northern Missouri, southern Iowa, and get lighter as you go towards eastern Iowa, then even lighter towards Wisconsin. But once again, that's as far as we can see. I will keep you updated. But let me show you something. And you can see why I don't want to show you the NAM 12K. It really is an unreliable model, guys. It can give you an outlook of what may come, but it's just showing crazy snowfall, major still all the way up. Now, like I said yesterday, I do believe the Euro is correct on this one. You can see the severe weather in the south and the southeast all day and all afternoon. Gets a little heavy for North Carolina early in the morning. Then it comes up this system right here, our first system. And as that builds up, it starts bringing severe weather in the south. But you see how it's doing snow and rain for a lot of people. And there's a good reason for that. And I'm going to show you exactly what the outcome is. But you see how you get some chances for snow on a wraparound as well when it goes to the northeast. And when you look at your 850 millibar temperatures, this determines whether it's going to be snow falling or precipitation falling. And if you're frozen on the ground, it could be sleet or freezing rain, which I don't have that issue. But as you go through, you can see right through Thursday morning, it starts getting this freezing line. Now the 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is your freezing area as well as up here. But you see how it slowly reaches throughout the afternoon all the way up towards Wisconsin. And this is where you have your potential chance for this snowfall. It is freezing up above, come all the way till Friday morning. So it is a good freezing area. It don't start freezing up though until Thursday night at 11 o'clock. And when you look at your temperatures on the ground, your temperatures are way too warm for that precipitation to turn into snowfall. So as the snowfall comes down, you can see as it drops, you got snow. But when you go to look at your temperatures and see what the temperatures are, you see that the temperatures are not quite frozen for everybody. You got pockets here and there, a little bit here and there. That's it. Then as you continue through Friday morning, you'll see you still have snow falling down because it is freezing up above. It's just not freezing on the ground. But you can see on the ground level that it is not freezing. You got some areas that are still frozen, but it's literally fighting 33, 34 degrees. So you're not going to be getting that snowfall that you see coming out of this. The only reason you're seeing that is because the temperature up above is frozen, so it's coming down as snow. But on the ground, it is not frozen. Matter of fact, it is very much above freezing temperatures all morning long. So there is pockets that will see this snowfall, but it's not a lot of you. It's just few and far between. It's just too warm on the ground for you to see this snowfall. You will see it come down. It could even add up in your grass. But as far as your streets and your sidewalks and all that, it's going to either be a little mushy or just turn to rain on you. And you can see the update this morning with the Euro that you get very little snowfall, if any, is very little bit. Very little amounts of snow for anybody. It's going to be a lot of hit and miss because of your temperatures. Even the latest run, the 6Z that we get now from the Euro, shows almost the same thing. A little bit more snow, not much. For some reason, the GFS is still bullish at the major snowfall like the NAM 4K. So take those two as outliers, guys, because National Weather Service shows even lighter. Matter of fact, when you look at all your ensembles and see what the update is, you can see that some snowfall does come through, and some of these do show that it could be major snowfall. There is a couple of them. But you can see right here in your controlled member that the expected amount, all this gray is 1 to maybe 2 inches in the dark gray, and all this blue is all 2 to 3 inches. It's not even dark blue. Very little bit, guys. I've been showing this all week. And you can see in all the ensembles that as this passes by, this is most likely going to be rain with a little bit of possible snow. Now it's freezing up above, so you will see it. There will be pockets, mostly for northeastern Iowa, for southern Wisconsin as you pass through Friday morning all the way up till noontime. Then it's going to transfer over to rain, and everybody's getting rain after that. So you will see snow come down, but it's not going to stick for a lot of people. Plus, this next storm just gets obliterated, guys. As you see, the severe weather is your 500 millibar vorticity. Goes in the southeast. Then we get immediately a next storm in the south over Texas. That goes to the upper Midwest, bringing you a lot of that rainfall. Maybe a little bit of that snowfall, not much. But that next storm that come in, that monster storm that was bringing a potential hurricane force winds, curls up according to the GFS, groups up real nice. But then that Arctic blast comes in, and this is pushing from a north to a south. And it is straight pushing that down, elongates that system, and just obliterates it. Goes to the northeast with what's left of it. A little bit in upper Midwest after that, just a bunch of trails after that. Even with the Euro, you can see this. You got a storm from the upper Midwest going to the northeast, but when that monster storm comes on in, it groups up really good, gets nice and strong. And then, bam! Gets hit with this big old blast of cold air, a lot of winds with it, and it smashes it down. Just totally elongates that. Look, upper level low, deep trough. Just elongates that system and just blows it down. Now, this will bring a lot of severe weather to the south. I will update you. And they still have that 15% severe weather outlook for Monday, for the 21st, when that system comes down. And so far, the cities and states in the impact for severe weather for Monday, March 21st, going into Tuesday is Houston, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Austin, Texas, and Fort Worth, Texas. And as that drags down from being obliterated, you got severe weather again on Tuesday, the 22nd, into Wednesday, the 23rd. Still have that 15%. And once again, that's for New Orleans, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana, Mobile, Alabama, and Jackson, Mississippi. Tuesday, the 22nd, into Wednesday, the 23rd. And you can see here on the 21st, as it makes that dip down, it does get a lot of lightning strikes. All this white here, this is going to be significant thunderstorms with a lot of hail in it, guys, especially for Texas, especially for overnight into the early morning hours on the 22nd. Look at that big jump of white. 7,500 lightning strikes. That is a lot of lightning as it comes down to the south, bringing severe weather and lightning and hail for everybody else. When that storm goes up to the upper Midwest, it will bring some thunderstorms to the Ohio Valley as well for Wednesday the 23rd, the morning of, as this severe weather is still in the south from that storm being obliterated, just smashing it to the southeast. And that's why you see the rainfall spread out so much. As you get a storm in the southeast and one in upper Midwest, then we get that big storm on the 21st through the 23rd and more, and it just spreads out precipitation. And that's why it does that, because it's just got obliterated, it's elongated, and it's a big front. And so far, it's a crazy amount of precipitation. So I'll update you as we get closer and get more exact, because this is not going to be correct. Now, National Weather Service showing that all the precipitation coming on that dip on the 21st. All this blue you see here is all 1 inch. All this pink is all 2 inches. All this red is going 3 to 4 inches. And this is for Monday going into Tuesday. And as you go Tuesday into Wednesday, this is where it's going to grow even more. All this pink is all 2 inches, and this big red session is 3 to 4 inches. A lot of rainfall coming with it. Plus our update on these temperatures coming, guys. And I am still showing a big Arctic blast still coming at the end of the month. Now, as you look at your AO with the Euro, your Arctic oscillation lets you know when your cold air does dip down into our country. After this warm up, you do see the cold air does come in with that trough, with that storm from the 17th, 18th, and 19th. Not as cold as we're going to get later, but it does dip down with it all the way to the 24th and go up. So there is some cold temperatures that's coming through with this first storm. And when you look with the GFS, you'll see those cold temperatures coming in with that first storm. And then that second storm still coming later in March, bringing some very cold temperatures. A lot colder than what we're dealing with now. This will come to the south, a little bit of the southeast, and then it'll bounce again for the northeast. And as you can see with the GFS on the NAO, the North Atlantic Oscillation lets you know from the central to the eastern side of the U.S., it will be going on a high ridge or a deep trough. The deep trough that's coming around the 20th through the 23rd, it is going deep, even deeper, according to GFS, all the way in Texas. And then as we go to the end of the month, we're going to get another deep trough that's coming in with that cold air right around the 28th and on. So we have more storms still coming besides these two that we're dealing with now. It's just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. Now, as we look at our Madden-Julian oscillation, look at the update, you can see as you go from the 16th, 18th to the 20th, it does bring the cold air back. And for those that don't know, 8 is the East Coast and 7 is our West Coast. So as this dips in, it don't look like much here, but it brings a lot of cold temperatures into our country. Still showing a bigger one coming at the end of March, beginning of April. It comes all the way into our upper Midwest, maybe even our deep South, and especially the West Coast. We have some cold air coming, guys. So here we are the morning of the 18th, Friday. This is the coldest temperatures that you're going to wake up with in the morning. Some people are in the freezing temperatures, a lot of people in the 40s, plus your little warm up and your possible 30s to 40s for Texas. Now, it will be even colder with the wind chills. It's bringing 20 feel-like temperatures for northern Texas, and everybody still feeling like they're in 20-degree temperatures in all this blue, with negative temperatures for Colorado, up to -4 and 12. Feels like temperatures. That's the wind chill. But don't worry, that is not going to be your highs for the day. You will be warm right back up in all this section. You're still colder in this section because you have that cold air up aloft from the storm that's coming. But everybody else, it will not be your highs for the day. This will be your highs. Even with the wind chill, it's not going to affect y'all too much. It's going to affect mainly where the storm is going to be. This is for Friday and Saturday. It will carry again with those 40s in the south. Some people will be in freezing conditions, a lot of 40s on the coast. And now you feel in the 50s in the northeast. But with the wind chills, it will feel like 20s once again for a lot of people come Saturday. But once again, that would not be your highs for the day. For Saturday, it's going to warm all the way up to the 50s for Canada as it comes through all the way with everybody else in the 50s, while you have the cold spill right here for the Ohio Valley as the system moves east. Even with your wind chills, it's not going to affect nobody too much. You're still going to feel like maybe in the 20s while the system moves by. That's about it. But by Sunday morning, it's going to start moving off. You're going to start getting the 50s in Texas. Still got the 40s roaming around for everybody. And with the wind chills, it's not going to be too bad. You're going to feel it in the northwest, but you will have it for the Ohio Valley. Once again, feel like you're in the high 20s to freezing temperatures. And once again, it won't be too bad for you on Sunday. It will warm all the way back up once again on Sunday. And when you take a look to see what's going on with this storm on the 21st, you can see how it starts building up. Then you start getting these very fierce winds. And each one of these triangles is a 25. Each one of them lines is a 10. And a half a line is 5. So you get very strong winds coming from the north to the south, hard on this storm, pushing it down, breaking through, and just separating it, elongating it, and just smashing it. Finally, by Wednesday, the wind starts leaving it alone. It stays down here like I showed you a long time ago. Starts spinning up while these winds go from west to east after that. And you can see here on your vertical velocity that the storm gets very strong on the 21st and 22nd. Then it starts getting elongated from all them fierce winds coming in with them temperatures, bunch of upper level lows, starts elongating out, stretching it out, and just obliterates that storm. Smashes it down, brings a lot of severe weather to the central U.S., Tennessee, Kentucky Valley, and the south, while it still gets that surface low in the south over Mexico. But I'm still showing your coldest temperatures are still coming later in the month, even according to the Madden-Julian oscillation. As you go into the 27th, starts bringing these very cold temperatures, even colder than what we're feeling now or what we're about to get. Even bringing some negative temperatures for the upper Midwest. But you're going to be 30s in the morning, and you're going to start spreading out towards the southeast. This is Sunday, March 27th. With the wind chills, it's going to start feeling like you're in the 20s for Texas and freezing to 40s for southern Texas. While you feeling like you're -15 to -20 degrees for the upper Midwest, and a lot of single digits and teen temperatures for everybody, feels like temperatures. But don't worry, that's not going to be your highs for that day. It's not going to get too much better, but it is going to warm up a little bit better than that for the day. And then for Monday, it comes down again. Now you're going to be just in the 40s, but you still have the 20s for upper Midwest, Ohio Valley, and the Northeast, all in freezing temperatures. And with the wind chills, you're going to feel it all the way down to the south. You might be in the 40s, but you're going to feel like you're in the high 30s. Everybody else is going to feel like they're in the 20s, and you're going to feel like negative temperatures possibly for Wisconsin, upper Midwest teen temperatures, Northeast teen temperatures. It's going to be a very cold wind chill that comes with this next Arctic blast, especially the one at the end of the month. But some good news. those hurricane force winds. Finally, the Euro agrees with the GFS that it does get separated, it don't congeal all together, and it don't create this big monster storm with almost 100 miles per hour winds. It still shows a chance for 70 right there for eastern Tennessee, but it's come down greatly, and Wednesday afternoon you have a chance to get in some 40s to 50s and a chance for 60s and maybe even high 60s for higher elevations for eastern Tennessee, maybe even drag into western North Carolina. So just be aware for this section for high winds. So both models are agreeing that it is going to bring the 40 and 50 miles per hour winds and calm down, get beat up, and it won't bring those hurricane force winds. So finally, some good news, and actually that's some great news because it's been some scary numbers, and that's according to one of the most reliable models that's out there, the Euro, and it was consecutive days in a row. So I'm glad that got fixed. And that's the information I have for you guys. So please, if you find this information valuable, please share this. Please take the time and just click that like button right there on YouTube. And YouTube will suggest it to other people and have other people be notified of this information. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. I hope you have a very blessed and a very happy Wednesday out there. And for those that follow me a lot, just remember this is where I do my special message if you've never been here before. But y'all asked me to do the second channel as well to help out with just the believers so you can hear the word every day. And I feel you on that one because I need it every day myself just to feel complete. Otherwise, the day's just weird. So I did make that second channel. I will post a link in the description so you can go subscribe to it. The videos will be coming on there within the next couple of days. There's some things I still got to set up. Actually, I have a bunch of equipment ever since December and January that I didn't even take out the box yet. So I'm going to set all that up and get everything refined and ready to go so we can get started for this weekend. So please join, please subscribe to the channel if you support that. It will be every day, and the word is still going to be on here every day. But today, Isaiah 54. Sing, O barren, thou that didst not bear. Break forth into singing, and cry aloud that thou didst not travail with child. For more are the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife, saith the Lord. Enlarge the place of thy tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of thine habitations. Spare not, lengthen thy cords, and strengthen thy stakes. For thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles, and make the desolate cities to be inhabited. Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded, for thou shalt not be put to shame. For thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and shalt not remember the reproach of thy widowhood any more. For thy Maker is thine husband, the Lord of hosts is his name, and thy Redeemer. The Holy One of Israel, the God of the whole earth, shall he be called. For the Lord hath called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth, when thou wast refused, saith thy God. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercies will I gather thee. In a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, saith the Lord thy Redeemer. For this is as the waters of Noah unto me. For as I have sworn that the waters of Noah should no more go over the earth, so have I sworn that I would not be wroth with thee, nor rebuke thee. For the mountains shall depart, and the hills be removed, but my kindness shall not depart from thee. Neither shall the covenant of my peace be removed, saith the Lord that hath mercy on thee. O thou afflicted, tossed with tempest, and not comforted, behold, I will lay thy stones with fair colors, and lay thy foundations with sapphires. And I will make thy windows of agates, and thy gates of carbuncles, and all thy borders of pleasant stones. And all thy children shall be taught of the Lord, and great shall be the peace of thy children. In righteousness shalt thou be established, thou shalt be far from oppression. For thou shalt not fear, and from terror, for it shall not come near thee. Behold, they shall surely gather together, but not by me. Whosoever shall gather together against thee shall fall for thy sake. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. Amen. God bless you all. Have a very great day today. If you've never been here before, please hit that like button. Show others what's going on with these storms. Alert them to the news. Thank you again. And all power, all glory on both my channels does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob, our Father, the Father of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, our Lord and Savior. Amen. Hallelujah. Have a very great day. Thank you all for your time.